Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. Two top teams tonight: Rajasthan Royals versus Mumbai Indian. One explosive collision in Guwahati. Rajasthan Royals are walking in with rhythm. They are walking in with clarity and a power play display that has been nothing short of a blitzkrieg. Mumbai Indians, on the other hand, are dangerous but unpredictable. They are capable of turning a game around in mere 10 overs, or they can also lose grip just as easily. They've got big hitters on both sides. We've got a batting friendly surface, and we have a rivalry that will be very interesting to watch this time around. So this could be one of those nights where momentum changes for the IPL like a hot potato. And the question is simple: will it be a contest of RR's control, or will it be versus Mumbai Indians spark? I'll start with you, Bharat. When we talk about the power play, I think it's going to be a power play battle tonight. RR have dominated the power play so far, while MI have, obviously showed their ceiling with that 148 run opening stand. So, which pair do you think holds the bigger edge tonight? Because we've got some firecrackers in the opening, both of those opening pairs.
Maybe it is Rajasthan Royals. Obviously, Mumbai Indians also have a very good top order, have a very good batting lineup itself. It's not just about the top order. Mumbai Indians have a very, very good batting lineup right down to you go down to Tilak Verma, Hardik Pandya, Sharfen, Rutherford, Surya Kumar Yadav, and all those players. But maybe at the top of the order, just the way Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is batting, is able to score at a strike rate of 250, 300 or on those lines. If he's able to maintain that, maybe RR have a slight edge in the power play overs. But having said that, he has to face Jasprit Bumrah at some point of time today. Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. Yes, Bumrah, Mumbai Indians don't really open the bowling with Bumrah. Maybe he will come somewhere around fourth, fifth, or whatever, sixth over. But still, that would be a fascinating duel. Just because Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, the way he's batting, I think they have a slight edge, Rajasthan Royals.
What about you, Shorjani? How are you looking at tonight? If there is a moment where it's Vaibhav Sooryavanshi versus Jasprit Bumrah, how exciting would that be? A veteran versus an exciting new talent. I think it'll be nervy for both of them.
Definitely. I don't think it'll be nervy for Jasprit Bumrah. I mean, the kind of experience and the kind of
That is
exposure that he
true.
has had. And to be very honest, I mean, Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, he's a young talent, but we have to keep in mind that his performance in the previous season of the IPL was good as well. And I mean, even in the Under 19 World Cup, in the final, we saw what he did. Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is a generational talent, and he has that explosiveness in him. And the best thing about him is that he does not waste balls. He charges the bowler from the first ball, from the first ball, exact ball when he's at the crease. He has this clear intention. If it's in his slot, if it's in his range, he's going to go ahead with it. And I think the matchup is going to be interesting because we both know Mumbai Indians, they have a good bowling lineup as well. And Rajasthan Royals, we are talking about Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, we definitely are, and I think he is an excellent batter. But on the other hand, we have to keep in mind that they have someone like Yashasvi Jaiswal who can keep the momentum going, because in the match against Gujarat Giants, Titans, I'm very sorry, we saw that Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, he was dismissed at 31. He had scored 31 runs, but it was Yashasvi Jaiswal who had scored another half century to keep the momentum going. So I think the batting, it's explosive, and then you have someone like a Dhruv Jurel who looks an excellent touch. He even scored 75 runs. So Sooryavanshi, definitely he is going to have a big impact in today's game, but I think Yashasvi Jaiswal is also one of the players we should look out for.
What about you, Bharat? Do you think with the Vaibhav Sooryavanshi storm that we're seeing, is Yashasvi Jaiswal kind of taking a backseat here?
He's an experienced player. He knows his game. It's not like Jaiswal has to go all guns blazing from the start. At times, he understands. Perhaps he has to just kind of weather the storm. He has to kind of take singles and twos, and then he can play the big shots. So I think it's just a case of experience. Maybe Jaiswal, when he first came on the scene, he also would try to play shot at every ball. But now I think Jaiswal just understands his game, and he just and also it has to be said that it is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi's second season as an IPL cricketer. Jaiswal has played enough in IPL, so the opposition understands what to do against Jaiswal. So they definitely bowl better at him because they understand his strengths, they understand his weaknesses. With Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, though, I think there is a plan or two against him. The opposition teams are still understanding his game, so that is another thing we have to consider when you look at the strike rates of both the batters.
Okay, Shorjani, there's a question here. Akshat is saying, should MI bring in Bolt for Deepak Chahar? Hardik will come back as captain and also replace Bosch. But will Bolt replace Deepak Chahar?
I mean, ideally he should, because Trent Boult brings in a lot of experience, and we know he can open the innings as well. But on the other hand, if I talk a little about Deepak Chahar, I think, in the match against Delhi Capitals, you were there, you were present at the ground, Gargidi. Deepak Chahar, he bowled 3 overs, and his economy rate was fine. He bowled at an economy rate of 6, and he also took 1 wicket. But on the other hand, what we have to keep in mind that the pitch was, supporting and assisting the bowlers as well. But today, like you mentioned in the beginning of the show, it is we expect it to be a belter. So I think it'll be better to bring in Bolt, because he can utilize his experience. And but again, we have to keep in mind, the overseas slot. I mean, how am I going to compensate with the overseas slot? That is something that is also very interesting, because they have a lot of overseas players, they have a lot of talented players in their team, but it is all about matchups and how they adjust and how they bring in players as per the requirements.
Absolutely. Bharat, another question for you here. RR have always had great starts, but their middle order hasn't fully fired yet because they haven't gotten the opportunity to. Do you think that's a concern for Rajasthan Royals if it happens that Yashasvi Jaiswal, Dhruv Jurel, or even Vaibhav Sooryavanshi are not able to score? Uh, can they, sort of unlock that middle order as well?
Yeah, that's a bit of a concern. See, Rian Parag sometimes gets out of soft dismissals. Maybe he has not yet fulfilled his potential. That's in the world of IPL. Yes, he had a season or good season or two, but I don't think he's performed to his potential. You can also look at someone like Shimron Hetmeyer. Last season, he was not really doing well for Rajasthan Royals. Maybe he was coming somewhere too much down the order, but he was looking good for the West Indies. So I think he's in better form now, Hetmeyer. So that's from that point of view, maybe Rajasthan Royals will do better this season as far as their middle order is concerned, mainly because I think Hetmeyer looks in better touch these days. And yes, it's time for Rian Parag to put in a stellar season, because he's also now, the captain of the side, and as the captain of the side, he has to lead from the front. Yes, I think I liked his captaincy as in terms of sorry, tactical nose. But I think he still has to score a few more runs or put few more runs on the board so that he can lead from the front.
Shorjani, obviously, all spotlight on Vaibhav because all our questions in the comment section are also about Vaibhav. True Wicket is saying Yuvraj Singh recently praised Suryavanshi's bat speed as his best feature. What are the other things that make Vaibhav stand out? To you, what about you, Shorjani? What do you think?
For me, I think it's the intent. It's the intent, straight up, because when he goes, whatever is in its slot, he hits it. And the interesting thing about him is he keeps the scoreboard moving. And in T20, in a T20 match, that is very important. You have to score runs, and I think he always finds innovative shots or some way or the other to keep the scoreboard moving. And I don't think I've ever seen the scoreboard, get static when he's out there on the crease. He either goes for it completely or he gets out. So there is no middle path. I have never seen him anchor an innings and play defensive shots or something like that. When he's on the crease, if it's in a slot, if he knows, if he believes in himself, if he knows that this is the ball that I can hit, he will go for it. If he gets out, so be it. But he always keeps the scoreboard moving, and I think his intentions are very clear. When he comes out on the crease, he knows what he wants from his game. So I think that is the one thing that makes him stand out. But on the other hand, like if you compare Yashasvi Jaiswal as well, Yashasvi Jaiswal can adjust. I mean, sometimes when we expect him to be the power hitter, he will be the power hitter. He can also anchor the innings. But Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, he's straight up the power hitter. I mean, I have not seen him anchor an innings and stay there on the crease and play defensive shots like I mentioned.
And I just had a thing or
Yeah.
two to that. So I think what I really like about Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is if you look at his bat swing or whatever, it comes more from the gully region. From that position, he's able to play the kind of shots. I think that tells you that this batter has burgeoning potential, because from that kind of bat swing, it's not very easy to play a lot of shots. Yes, so you can say that the opponent can work him out a little bit, like Ashok Sharma almost did it in the last game, where he angled it away from over the wicket. with the bat swing coming from the gully region, and he got an edge, but was unfortunately dropped by the wicketkeeper. But I think that is something that tells enough about Vaibhav Sooryavansh's insane skills, because with that kind of a bat swing, it's not at all easy for a mortal to play that kind of shots, which you could see in the Under 19 World Cup. It was flat batting, short of length deliveries down the ground. Just to encapsulate the point further, I saw Jacob Bethel doing this at the age of 21 in New Zealand in a test series against Will Rourke. If flat batted a heavy ball down the ground, and this kid is doing it at the age of 15. Bethel himself is a very talented batter, but this guy can do it at the age of 15 itself. Tells enough about his insane skills or astounding skills.
All right, Snehashish Mukherjee also joins us. Snehashish, welcome to the show. We're obviously talking about Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. We talked a little bit about Jasprit Bumrah, but we were, again we were back to Vaibhav talking about Vaibhav in no time. But let me ask you something about Mumbai Indians. We've seen them in two games. One was an absolute domination. The other was a very shaky loss. Mumbai Indians, have looked unstoppable at one end, and they have also looked very, very shaky. Like I said, what's the bigger issue right now? Do you think it's over reliance on the top order, or do you think it's inconsistency in the middle?
I think inconsistency from the batting unit, I will say, because in the last match, if you see, I think they didn't score enough runs on the board. I think you cannot win games scoring 160 odd, and especially I think not having Hardik Pandya. See, not as a, I'm not telling only as a, as a captain, but as a player, the all-round ability, the all-round balance that Hardik Pandya brings to the table, I think it's very difficult for any team. We always talk about this when we talk about India, that the all-rounder Hardik Pandya, how much he is important when it comes to the, keeping that balance in the playing level. But for Mumbai Indians also, I think whenever he is not playing there, I think it's very difficult to maintain that proper combination. So I think today, I think he is available. Whatever we have heard from the press conferences earlier, that today he is available. Today he is available for the start. But overall, whatever I have seen, that the batting unit of Mumbai Indians on paper, they are fantastic. The names that we have, I think fantastic. But overall, I think they have not fired collectively. I think one day you might see, okay, Rahul Nikhil and Rohit Sharma will give you that start, but when it comes to the the recent form of someone like Surya Kumar Yadav, or maybe when Hardik Pandya playing also, Hardik Pandya might score in one or two games, then maybe next 2-3 games he's not coming with those important crucial finishing touches. So I think overall, the finishing touches that Mumbai Indians are known for giving from the batting unit, somehow it is not coming consistently. I think that is where I think they're lacking from the batting department.
All right. Going back to you, Bharat, if Hardik comes back in, how much does that shift MI's ballot? Does it immediately fix both their finishing and bowling flexibility?
Yeah, it will definitely add a lot to that side. First of all, I think it adds little more to their bowling strength, because he's someone who can give you those 2-3 overs, even 4 overs on a given day. He can mix it up. He has that hard length. He also possesses the hard length, so he can do different things. This is a batter too. He can come down the order at around number 6 or on those lines, and play those big shots against the spinners. So he always adds balance to any side in T20 cricket. So he will be definitely an asset to any T20 side. But still, Mumbai Indians still have enough depth in their batting lineup. That is something I have to add. Even if he's not there, they still had enough batting depth. But I think it's bowling that will add a little more to any side, not just Mumbai Indians, because he can also bowl hard length. He can swing the ball. He can mix it up with his variations. So he brings a lot of different strengths to any side.
Okay, there's a question here. Vishal is asking, why MI camp always bench their World Cup winning captains? Who did they bench? Hardik? He was injured.
No, our Surya Kumar in that game he was made as impact.
No, but he was the impact player, wasn't he?
Yes. In that sense,
that's
I think
not bench.
in that sense, he's trying to say.
And
And
I also heard that that was because of a good reason. It wasn't because they wanted to bench him. So it's not what you think it is. Okay. Mumbai versus Shelis is back with his predictions that he always gets wrong. But I love your confidence because you keep coming back with these outrageous
I think
predictions
he's
here.
on my team. I mean, both of us get the predictions wrong, so I think we're on the same team.
All right. You'll get the hang of it. Mumbai versus RR 50-50 match hai. Surya Kumar Yadav 85 runs versus sorry, not versus Vaibhav Sooryavanshi 75 runs. This is a real this is
why
a
only
real
75 runs? Why not 71 runs and 82 runs?
I have no idea. जैसे like सैयद निजामुद्दीन here is saying सूर्यवंशी आज सेंचुरी मार सकता है मुझे ऐसी फीलिंग आ रही है. All right. um, what happens if Suryavanshi smacks MI bowlers? Will MI snatch him from RR before in the next auction? That will require RR to release him. I don't think after a blockbuster season like Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is having so far, and if he continues to bat like this, he's not going anywhere. RR will not
He's
let go
thinking
of him.
about something else. I don't want to. I don't want to go
Huh?
there. He's thinking about something else. I don't want to go there.
Money?
Obviously, conspiracy theories and all he's thinking about. But yes, that's not something
What
that we need to
conspiracy
speculate.
theories? I would love to know about these
No,
theories.
no.
I haven't heard any.
There are a lot of conspiracy theories going around on Twitter, but let us leave it
But
there.
Gagidi, before we move ahead with the show, I wanted to ask Sneha Shizda something.
Of
I
course.
mean, we're definitely talking about Vaibhav Sooryavanshi and the top order and everything, but I think Rajasthan Royals, they also have a good bowling lineup. And in the previous match against Gujarat Titans, we saw how brilliantly Ravi Bishnoi bowled, and he took 4 wickets, and he had a great impact in the match because at one point it was looking things were looking easy for Gujarat Titans. It was genuinely looking easy, and from there he made the crucial breakthrough. He dismissed the batters. So, what are your thoughts on Ravi Bishnoi, and how do you feel he is going to have an impact for RR today?
See, personally, I'm very happy to see that he's showing some form again. Because if you see his numbers, I think over the last few years the number has decreased. I think during, if I'm not wrong, 2022, I think he was number one T20 bowler in the world. And from there on, his number has decreased. I think in IPL also, if you see for LSG, he used to play for LSG. From after that season, that 2022 season, his numbers has decreased. So finally getting a chance, RR giving a chance to him, and obviously he's, after getting a chance, he performed that well in the last game. I think it's good for him, because if you see for Indian perspective also, the senior India team also, I think he can be a good option going forward. But for him to do well, he needs to be consistent. The problem with Ravi Bishnoi, that I think that maybe the predictability. On paper he might be a leg spinner, but he doesn't bowl leg spin that much. He's only googlies. So I think he got predictable in that sense, after making debut and after playing some games for India, and obviously in franchise cricket also. After that, maybe the batters start to read him properly, and that is why he was not looking for those, he was not getting those answers. But as you mentioned, in the last game he looked good, he bowled well, but one game will not assure his players, going forward in this team or maybe in India. I think more consistency needed, more variations maybe he can add up, and that can help in going forward to get, a settled place both in this RR team, and also maybe in going future in India team also.
All right, a question for you now, Shorjani. Jasprit Bumrah has been economical but wicketless. Do you think this is a concern for Mumbai Indians, or it's just a phase where this pressure will translate into breakthroughs very soon? But of course, with Jasprit, this is a question for you. I have no doubt about Jasprit Bumrah's capabilities. I don't believe that going wicketless is, especially in T20 cricket, going wicketless is a bad thing, especially when he's been economical.
Definitely, and I think, see, if you look at Jasprit Bumrah, let us also mention that Arshdeep Singh, he's also one of the best bowlers presenting Team India, and he's also wicketless so far. It has just been 2 matches, and for Mumbai Indians, Jasprit Bumrah has always stood up for the team. There is no question when it comes to his skill set, his ability. Yes, he is definitely injury prone, and we've seen him miss out on crucial matches because of his injuries. But again, on the other hand, he's an exceptional talent, and with his Yorkers, with his he gives MI the death bowling depth. He can come in the power play. He can open the ball. He can do anything. I mean, he's just a magician for the team. So there is definitely Jasprit Bumrah not getting wickets. It's definitely not a concern from my end, because Mumbai Indians, they are a strong team on paper. They are a strong team. They have other bowlers as well with a lot of experience. They have a lot of players who are actively a part of the international circuit. They have someone like Trent Boult. They have Deepak Chahar. So that is not a question. So I think Jasprit Bumrah not getting wickets is not a concern.
Absolutely. Snehashish, over to you now. Defending 14 in the last 2 overs against Gujarat Titans shows serious composure from Rajasthan Royals. Do you think now Rajasthan Royals have one of the most reliable death attacks this season?
Yeah, I think overall as a unit, their bowling unit looking good. I think in the first game we saw that both Jofra Archer and Andre Barger with the new ball. I think they are fantastic in that game. And as you mentioned in the last game, I think the guts, the bravery that Rian Padak showed as a key, as a skipper, giving having that trust on someone like Tushar Deshpande, and the way he delivered in the last over, I think it was superb to see. So overall, I think as a unit, and obviously Ravi Bishnoi, as we discussed earlier. So I think overall as a unit, they're coming together and they're performing. And see, we always tell that batters win a game, bowlers win a tournament. So whenever your bowlers are starting to click, I think as a unit that gives you more chances. As a skipper, that gives you more more ideas to come up at a particular situation. And the more bowlers start to click for you as a skipper, that also give you more options in a crunch situation. Okay, in this particular day this bowler is not working, then go for that bowler, because everyone it's looking like chipping in crunch situation so far for Rajasthan Royals. I think there was a question over the captaincy of Rian Padak. Obviously, I think everyone here, I think we had questions when he was announced as a full-time captain, because he didn't have that much of a season as a captain last year also. But so far, the way he has managed the whole unit, and the whole unit had responded to his calls, I think overall it is looking good. But there I think more than the batters, obviously, Vaibhav has scored those important runs. Dhruv Jewel looked good in the last game with the bat. But as a unit, the bowlers have performed, and that is why RI managed to, make it 2 out of 2 so far. So again, today against Mumbai Indians, the quality batting lineup they have, and obviously playing in Guwahati in their home ground, I think again, RR bowling lineup will be the key factor for them also.
Just adding a point on the death overs bowling. Actually, coming into this tournament, Jofra Archer also was struggling in the slog overs. He was bowling a lot in the power play overs, not just for England, in other tournaments as well. So it was also about trusting him, because after the elbow injuries, Jofra Archer has not been at his best when it comes to slog overs bowling. He's been really struggling in that particular phase. So from his point of view also, it was good to see that Rajasthan Royals trusted him, and he delivered by bowling those low full tosses and Yorkers. He's been missing those Yorkers time and again since coming back from the elbow injury. So that is why I think Rajasthan Royals would be very much jubilant after seeing that the premier pace bowler has got a little bit of belief back in his slog overs bowling.
Bharat, another question that I want to ask you, I asked Shorjani as well, and I think it was in the comments. But Trent Boult, do you think he comes in tonight? The fact that you have a Trent Boult sitting on the bench, I mean, the quality that MI have.
Yeah, see, the thing I saw was they're saying it's drizzling a bit there,
And the toss
a
has
little
been
bit in
delayed.
Guwahati, yes. Yeah, drizzling a bit in Guwahati, so that could be a little bit of moisture. So considering that, yes, Trent Bolt also could come into play. Mumbai Indians also have enough pacers who can move the ball, and Trent Bolt will add a little more to their arsenal. Yes, actually, Trent Bolt has been struggling a little bit with his ability to swing the ball. I think somewhere lost his in swinger. Obviously, he's coming to the fag end of his career. But if there's a little bit of moisture up front, then definitely I think he will also come into the picture, get the ball to move around. Because one has to remember, Trent Bolt doesn't just have an in swinger. I think he's also added that wobble seam delivery. Most likely has added it by talking to Dean Southey's former New Zealand teammate because he's a very, very similar 3-4 quarter seam ball in his armor, Trent Boult. So maybe if it seems around a bit with the moisture around, Trent Boult could make enough dents.
All right, we'll continue our show till 7, as we always do, because toss has been delayed and we never know till when. What do you mean toss has been delayed? When is the next inspection? No idea. No idea as of now. But let me continue on with my questions. Snehashish, Riyan Parag versus Surya Kumar Yadav. One is someone who's leading, sorry, Hardik Pandya, one who's leading with calm control. He is trying to, become the next big thing for Rajasthan Royals. On the other hand, you have Surya Kumar Yadav slash Hardik Pandya. We don't know who's going to step out
Yes.
as the captain, right? But two very, very experienced leaders. How do you see this? Do you also see tactical decisions becoming a huge part of tonight's game?
Yes, absolutely. Especially considering the condition over there right now, I think considering the rain is there, there's always a chance of having the rain in the game. I think obviously I just hope someone don't take a decision that Ajinkya Rahane took last day. In that type of condition, choosing opting to bat after winning the toss. I just hope that even someone like Riyan Parag and obviously someone like Surya Kumar Yadav or maybe Hardik Pandya doesn't do that. But overall, see, I think the comparison is not the right time to do as of now because Riyan Parag is in the learning curve. I think as I will say as a skipper, I think he's trying his best to do well because obviously, as I mentioned earlier, that last year he didn't do that much well whenever given opportunity to lead because Sanju Samson didn't have that much of game time because of injury or something. That is why he got the opportunity, but he didn't do that well. But RR showed that faith. I think RR have seen something in him that they have showed that trust. Okay, despite that poor season, we will trust him going forward as a full-time skipper. And see, after 2 games, they have won 2 games. So as I mentioned, that as a unit, the bowling unit, the batting unit, everyone is responding to his calls. So that is good as of now for RR. But let's see, give the whole season to him, and then jump onto the conclusion how good he has been as skipper. But when it comes to Surya Kumar Yadav, maybe Hardik Pandya, both experienced. You all know, they international experience and also IPL experience. But as I started the answer that considering the condition, the rainy situation, and everything, to the tactical decision and playing the right combination will be very, very key. In this condition, if you don't play someone like I'm forgetting the name of the pacer. Oh my God, you just mentioned the left-arm pacer. Oh my
Trent
God.
Boult.
Trent Bolt, yes, yes. If you doesn't play someone like Trent Bolt, in this kind of situation, I think when he's fit, I think then that will call you a blunder if you're going to lose the game. So I think in this situation, playing the right combination of right playing 11, I think will be a key factor for both the teams, and that is where the captain role will be very critical.
The best part about this answer was the oh my gods. Oh
I
my god.
forgot the name of Trent Bolt.
It happens. IPL, so many players, so many
Yeah.
nationalities involved, domestic, international, so many franchises. It happens. It's a confusing time for all of us. Bharat, Shorjani, sorry, let's start with you. Let's take predictions and then we can close the show in the next couple of minutes. Who do you think is winning tonight? Give me percentage.
Okay, I usually go wrong. So I want RR to win. So I'm going to say Mumbai Indians. I'm going to say Mumbai Indians 60, RR 40, just because I want RR to win. And my predictions have not, they've gone wrong so far. So I'm not. I'm going to play it safe.
Bharat?
Well, I go back to the same thing that I usually say in the world of IPL. I don't think it makes sense to give percentages because any team can beat any team on a given day. Having said that, yes, but maybe it's Mumbai Indians' time to win one game of losing the last one. Maybe I think I will go in that way by saying that Mumbai Indians, just for fun, 62.53 and Rajasthan Royals something like 35.47. Yeah, I think I got it right 100%. And yes, just adding another point on light-hearted note. It's not actually Snehasis. It's not Trent Bolt. It is that other left armer from New Zealand, Ben Lister. I'm just pulling your leg. I'm just
Okay,
pulling your
okay,
leg,
okay.
pulling your leg.
I
Bharat,
know.
It's
Okay,
does,
bro.
it's
Bharat
bend the
doesn't
string.
even let the joke settle in. Let him let him laugh, no, and then say, "Oh, it's a joke." Let him get offended.
It's
Sneha,
bend
she's
the
shopping.
string.
Yeah, yeah. For me, I think rain 100%. This is the this is the prediction that I have. Rain hundred
Prediction
percent.
is for the rain to be understood.
But if the game happens, I think Mumbai will edge this game. I think Mumbai will make a comeback with on the winning note. But it's very unlikely to have the game tonight. I think the way the weather have been, I think it's very unlikely. So let's see what happens.
All right then.
Gargidi,
That
technically
brings us.
speaking, I am once again a lone warrior because although I've said Mumbai Indians, I want RR to win, so I'm a lone
Yeah,
warrior today as well.
no, understandable. I'll balance it out. I'll say RR as well.
I'll just add
We'll
a
keep
point to
it
it.
2-1.
Maybe it also comes down to the toss because if there
Yeah,
is enough moisture, the team that wins
yeah.
the toss and bowls first should basically win this game because if there is any sea movement, both teams have enough quality in their pace ranks to run through the opposition.
Exactly. And I think if there are chances of this being a stop start game, then the toss becomes even more important. So let's see who
Yes.
wins the toss. It will depend on that, but we still don't have any idea on when the toss will happen. There is lightning as well in Guwahati. So is this going to be another KKR PBK situation?
Maybe.
A repeat of last night, history repeating itself. But all right, let's see what will happen. There is a little bit of an update from Bangladesh Cricket Board. Um, Tamim Iqbal is in charge of an 11-member ad hoc committee because the previous board of directors was dissolved. So that's the breaking news that's coming in from Bangladesh at this point in time because we all know they're not doing too well. On that note, we'll take your leave. Thank you, Sneha, Sheesh, Bharat, and Shorjani, and to everyone who's watching. We'll be back at the end of the game. We don't even know if the game will happen, but we'll be back.